Hey guys, it's Sophie Grace here. I am wanting to do more YouTube videos, so I'm back. I think it's been probably like about 2 years since I made my last YouTube video, I think. Let's just skip over that part because who cares? So, straight into it. I am wanting to lose 30 kilos in 2024. I want to get down to 55 kilos. I'm at 83.7 now, but I was up to like 85. I think like the highest weight recently, like in the last 6 months, I got up to like 86, or I think it was 85 or 86. I'm not quite sure. Let me actually have a quick look. I think it was, what was it? So it looks like the highest weight I got to is 85.9 around Christmas time. So basically that's where I'm sort of starting off from. I have just like kind of rolled out of bed and decided I want to do this before my daughter wakes up. So hence the little microphone. Maybe I'll just put it here. Would that be better? I don't know. I just don't want to have to talk too loud. So the lowest weight I got to in the last couple of years was 79. I think possibly 78, but yeah, 79. And it's every time it's like I was sort of hovering around 80. I was just hovering around 80 the last couple of years. Like I'd sort of get under 80 and I'd be like, yes, okay. And it was just, a plateau, as they say. And I was just trying to figure out, I was trying to get that sweet spot between being in a calorie deficit but also being really satisfied with what I was eating and not feeling like I'm depriving myself. So I was really just juggling that. Like I was really trying to feel out, like, okay, what am I going to eat? And it's just been, it's taken me a while because, as I've done videos ages ago about like binge eating and like food addiction, obviously those have been an issue. So of course I was dealing with like that as well. With the binge eating, I've been struggling with like overeating, but full on binging, thankfully, I feel like I haven't had a full on binge in a really long time. Like I can't even really think about the last like full on binge. I think I've had moments where I've given into like a craving and things like that, but I haven't had really bad times like that where I've overeaten that I would be like that was binge. So thankfully I don't even want to say like, oh yeah, like I just don't have to worry about binge eating anymore. Like I'm a recovered binge eater now. Like I don't even want to say that because I feel like, am I? Like I don't think I am. I think that I've still got problems with food. And of course at the moment it's the start of the year, like we're in the second week of what am I even saying? We're in the second week of 2024 and obviously things are okay because it's the second week of, 2024. Like it's pretty cruisy at the moment because I guess you call it motivation is high. I just call it like planning ahead. I guess I'll get into that because I wasn't talking about that yet. This is going to be all over the place. A couple of weeks ago, I listened to the 12-week year and because I thought, well, because I have other goals as well. So I heard about that book and I was thinking like, let me check that out because that sounds interesting. So I listened to the audiobook, didn't actually read it, listened to the audiobook and it was interesting. So I am applying certain things from that to my goals for this year. The first thing I'm thinking of, like you can focus on like two things, which is probably ideal. But for me, I think I'm focusing really strongly on the weight loss. So that's going to be like my first, like I want to really get that. I want to cement that because that is actually like the most important thing to me in my life in terms of like having a goal, that is actually the most important one right now. I just want to like quickly grab my journal and grab a quote because it'll explain. I probably should have checked that we're still recording when I was up there, but oh well. Okay, so obviously there are other goals that I want to focus on this year and beyond, of course, but weight loss is the most important thing to me right now, because when I think about these other things I want to do with, say, like business ideas and, just doing, like making things that are sort of beyond myself, I thought to myself, like, now how can I expect myself to do that when I can't even control what I put in my mouth sometimes? Like, how can I do that when I can't even really control myself? Like, I can't really truly control myself. Like, if I cannot control myself and put food in my body that is gonna, like, is optimal for me, and just be able to consistently do that for years, how can I expect myself to have the discipline to then go and do something more than that? So I've just put a thing here, and it sort of sums it up. It's kind of rough, but this is like the quote I wrote down for myself, is to create a business, a lifestyle, a dream, you need to create yourself. And that's something that I just kind of refer back to. I just think, I need to get in control of myself before I can really think about other things. Like, not getting so far ahead of myself. It's like, hey, you just concentrate on you first, and then you can start, getting excited or start thinking or, worrying about stuff, about that kind of stuff for the future. Something that is in the 12-week year is to do these weekly accountability meetings. And of course you're, supposed to do it. I'm sure you're supposed to do it in person, or, have a small group or whatever. But my idea is just, okay, like I'll do that, but it'll be like a YouTube video, and I'll just do it weekly, and I'll be like, okay, this is how I went for the week, and these are my wins, and this is what I can improve on, and so forth. So that's the idea there. So it's like a WAM, weekly accountability meeting. So I guess it'll be that, or it'll be just like a check-in. This is sort of like the first weekly accountability meeting, just kind of getting straight into it. So the last couple of weeks have been really good. I've got my diary here, and this is something that I have been doing over the last couple of years. So it's not something super, super new, but what I've been doing, this is mainly because of work, working full time, and also like parenting responsibilities, because I've got a 9-year-old. So, and I study part-time as well. But certain things, it's like I have to be organized, otherwise things are going to be bad. One of the things that I started doing quite a while ago was to meal prep on Sundays. This was sort of like 50-50 health-wise, thinking health-wise. Like, I want to be cooking something healthy so that, we come home and there's something that's there, and just thinking about what's quick, basically thinking what is the healthiest, quickest thing that we can make after work, really. Because my typical day is like Monday to Friday is getting home, because I leave work, pick my daughter up from my parents' house, and then we usually walk in the door just before 6. That's a typical day. And 6 o'clock for me, I would love to have dinner on the table around 6. So it's a bit like, okay, like what is the quickest thing that we can just get going? I just like walk in the door, and pretty much like as I'm putting my handbag on the bench, I want to like put the oven on, or I want to, put the stove on, get the water going, like boiling, whatever, like just get it all happening as quickly as possible. Something started so that I can quickly go upstairs and get changed, or whatever the deal is, So basically, I don't really need to talk about it right now, but like, just things like, my thing is I love to do a big thing of like chili con carne, just mincemeat, and beans and veggies, you know, just typical. That's a typical thing. My daughter does not like eating that, so it's you know, that's kind of another thing, I suppose, is just, does she eat this stuff? Like me, like sometimes not, you know, a lot of the times, mostly not. So that's another thing, I suppose. But anyway, so that's something where this is not new to me. This whole kind of like meal prep is not new to me. It's raining again. I live in Brisbane, Australia, and it's been raining a lot. So I've just gone, and I suppose like with the last couple of weeks, I'm sort of doing things that I usually do anyway. So one of the things that I was doing a lot last year is meal prepping my lunches for work. So I usually do like a chili con carne, and then I'll put them in like individual containers for each day. And, you know, if I'm feeling extra, or, you know, my usual thing would also to be like to have containers of like, you know, I'll make some guacamole, you know, I'll put some Greek yogurt in a little tub, and that can be like my sour cream substitute. I've never really used sour cream, honestly. Like I've had sour cream when I was younger, but like I honestly would prefer Greek yogurt anyway. Little thing of jalapenos. Is that all? That's all I have, isn't it? But yeah. And then also the other thing I like to do for work lunch last year was to do like a sushi bowl. So it would be like tuna, rice and avo, and that's it. Like really, really basic. I'll just do obviously some soy sauce, some mayo, yeah. And, you know, it was very, very basic, but I would either like do the chili or the sushi bowl, and that would be my lunch. So what I'm doing this year, so what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks is I've been doing 1 meal a day. So last year I was doing like 2 meals a day, but this year I'm doing 1 meal a day because I really want to make it easy for myself. Like I don't want to do calorie counting. I also want to make it easy just with my, I guess, lifestyle, I guess you'd say that, like just being able to make it easy so that I come home at the end of the day and I can just quickly, you know, put something together and it's something that I'm excited to eat, and it's just easy. It's just the easiest option. So that's super important. So what I did is I thought about this is what I did this week. I thought about, okay, so what is like the easiest thing to have on a particular day, because it is, I don't really have to get into it, but some days this week I finished work early because I started early. So I knew that, okay, I actually have more time on those days to come home, and, you know, that's not necessarily because, you know, I'm still going to come home tired, but, you know, to have a bit more time, you know, it's like, oh, I'll do that instead. So Monday I had like a tuna bowl. So it's kind of like that sushi bowl. It's so delicious. Like I made it even more elite than last year because I added ginger. Sometimes I would have wasabi, like if I had it around, but yeah, I've been having it with wasabi and, did I say cucumber and ginger? I think I said everything. Anyway, yeah. Oh my god, so delicious. And then one of the nights we had salmon, and then sushi bowl, and then last night was Friday, and Friday nights we have dinner at my parents' house. So there's one night a week where I don't even have to worry. One night a week, it's like I know that I don't have to think about dinner for that week. I don't have to plan anything, and I know it's gonna be healthy. Like I just know, and so that's super, super cool. But so that was this week. And so what I do with work is I'll just in the morning I'll just boil 3 eggs and take that to work with me. And so like throughout the day, like when I do get hungry, I mean, keeping in mind it's like an office job, so I do sit for a lot of the day. I have a standing desk now, so which is great, you know, because I can, you know, stand you know, as much as I want, which is amazing. But, you know, still, like I am sitting a lot. It's still very sedentary. So, you know, I'll get hungry and I can have my egg, and, you know, some of the days, like there's actually been a few days where I've only eaten 2 of the eggs and I've had like a spare one because I just wasn't hungry. And of course I'm drinking a lot of water. So the water, I'm drinking 3.5 liters every day. That's my goal. And I'm tracking these as well. So I've just got like this sort of tracker. Oh my God, wrong book. This is the diary. You need the journal. So this is the tracker. So the trackers are, this one is the water, and then the other one on the right hand side here is days eating under 1200 calories. So that's my goal. I just want to make it really easy for myself, because I just do not want to count calories. I do not want to count calories. And it's kind of a thing where I can, just kind of go along and then review that and see how I feel. Like if I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm just so tired, or like I'm just, oh my gosh, like I can't, do this or something, I need to increase it to 1500. Like obviously I can, it's fine. I mean, it's just really funny with the whole sleep thing. Like I would track sleep, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to track that. Having kids, like, and the whole, you need like 8 hours of sleep every night. Make sure you're getting that 8 hours of sleep. That is a joke. that is a joke. And I will not be tracking my sleep, because that is honestly cruel. I think that's cruel to like ask parents to make them track their sleep, because the shocking level of sleep that I've had this week, I'm ready to fight anyone on that. So yeah, obviously in a perfect world where, unicorns and rainbows, yeah, you would get 7 or 8 hours sleep every single night, and you would go to bed when you want it, and you wouldn't get woken up, 15 minutes after you fell asleep. Oh my, perfect world. Yeah, I would track, but I'm not going to track my sleep, because that would be cruel. Like, fuck that. So we're not tracking sleep, just tracking that. And for now, this is just for now. I do want to track my activity as well, but I'm just kind of like feeling out like how I'm going to do that. I did do a tracker for this week with my activity. As you can see, that is a big ass fail. I've done 3 walks. I'm not sure if I did a walk on Monday, maybe I didn't. But yeah, apparently I've done 3 walks. I did have a walk yesterday. But yeah, so was kind of a fail this week. I need some water. My God, all this talking. Last night I weighed in 83.7, and the previous week I was 84. So last week when I weighed myself, I stepped on a scale and I was 84 point something. I weighed myself at my parents' house because I don't have a scale here, and I'm not like super keen to get one because I feel like I don't really need one here because they've got one. So I did weigh myself last week. I was 84 point something. I couldn't remember what the point something was, so I just kind of logged it on my phone as 84. Like, yeah, it's 84, whatever. And then of course I weighed myself last night and I'm 83.7. So I'm thinking, I've only lost like less than half a kilo. Like, that's not great. But of course, in my mind, I'm like, I know that I was point something. I mean, it could have been 0.1, like, possibly, but I'm pretty sure it would have been like, more than that. So I know like deep down that I've lost between half a kilo and a kilo, and that's really good. Like that's great. I think that's like ideal actually, like between half a kilo and a kilo, it's good to not lose it too quickly, of course, and you don't want to lose it too slowly. So that's actually ideal. So, but yeah, I'll see how I do next week. Although next week I start my period, so I possibly won't weigh myself next week because you meant to not. So it depends though. I don't think there's really anything else to say. And because I didn't want to go on and on about like, oh, I just, like I haven't done this in so long. Oh my gosh, I've just been busy. Like it's, because I'm back. Like, I do want to do like a weekly video. You have made it this far. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye. That'll do's.